firefighting there right now. There are young men and women who are 4 or 5 years old on that day, but they are now in Afghanistan, still fighting. It's amazing when you think about it.
And I think also people just remember the bravery of this day, the men and women who came to help from all over the country, who came to help us out here in New York City. It was a devastating time, but we're happy to say that while it still hurts, we are a resilient country and a resilient people.
How about this? There are some kids today going into high school who were not alive on September 11th, 2001. A lot of time has passed. A lot to talk about this morning. We also have other news, by the way. The G train, a derailment in Brooklyn. That's causing some problems on the morning commute.
Yes, in fact, 2 people were slightly hurt. The MTA officials say at least 80 people were on board that train when it derailed near the Hoyt-Schermerhorn station.
All right. Also, James Blake, the tennis player who was wrongly arrested, briefly arrested, but kind of roughed up. We had the police commissioner with us a moment ago. He spoke about that. He apologized personally to the tennis player. So did the mayor. And the cop involved, he's in big trouble.
All right.
So, September 11th, 2001, Rosanna and I were both in this city, actually both on that island that very morning. Rosanna, you were on the news with somebody else.
I was anchoring with John Rowland, but earlier in the day, basically preparing for a primary. And I remember getting a phone call from my girlfriend saying, did you hear that a plane went into the World Trade Center? And then received a phone call from my husband, who was working across the street from the World Trade Center, who said to me, what is going on? I'm seeing horrific things here.
I remember it well. I was with New York One, another station in town, and it was primary day. I was a political reporter. We were excited about that, but everybody's lives changed. Of course, our assignment for the day changed, and I found myself at church in Cortlandt Street at about 4:30 in the afternoon. I think we have a still picture of that, and it was essentially, you know where Century 21 is?
Yeah. In fact,
right there.
Yes.
Century 21, and it looked like nuclear winter. Everything that I envisioned about a nuclear war, that's what it felt like to me. And by the way, it was deserted. There were a handful of firefighters. We lost nearly 3,000 of our friends, neighbors, and emergency first responders, 343 firefighters, 23 cops.
Right, so many people running in that building to help while other people were running out, you know, trying to save their lives. It was a horrific time, but we've seen a lot in the meantime.
And we've come back. I mean, look at the World Trade Center now, and Rosanna and I were privileged to get a look at the observation deck a few months ago. It has a beautiful view. There's great food up there.
Yeah, it's different from the original World Trade Center, which we both went to, but I think at the same time it kind of encompasses our history. And brings us to a brighter future.
If you have not been there, we highly recommend it. All right, we'll have special guests all morning long until the ceremony starts at about 8:46 a.m. That is when American Flight 11, I believe, hit the North Tower. There will be a moment of silence then and throughout the morning, key moments when the planes hit the towers, when they came down. Also, remember, New York wasn't the only one affected by this. The Pentagon in Washington and Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 went down.
And for those of us who were in New York City that day, one of the crazy things that we'll remember was just how gorgeous a day it was. It was probably the most spectacular September day ever. And I feel like not only did we lose all those people, but that day will never be the same, even weather-wise. It's just like, yeah, it just feels different around here. It's like the spirits are telling us, you know, things are not the same. I don't know. Every time since I've been here on 9/11, there's been crazy things that happened here. I mean, it was so cold one year, a table blew over another year. It was just never the same.
Well, welcome to my hood, by the way. I live right over there, as you know, and this is a great.
Will I finally get an invitation to Greg Kelly's apartment? Sounds a little suspicious.
Yeah, I'd have to bring a couple of maids over and work on it for a bit. All right. In the meantime, let's go to Mike Woods. He's got the weather for everybody today. Hi, Mike.
All right. Hey there, Greg and Rosanna. And yes, looks like things are going to be improving as the day goes on here. You do have some breaks in the cloud cover here already happening in the tri-state region. The showers that we had yesterday, man, it really came down. But all that heavier rain heading up to the northeast, in and through New England, and actually out to sea. Looks like we have some breaks in the cloud cover, especially back to the west of us. But it's definitely cooler outside, still a little bit breezy. Maybe a little patch of light rain and or drizzle still lingering, but that should be about it. So here's the frontal boundary, which helped to force that moisture through. Area of low pressure came through and helped to squeeze out more of the rain yesterday. Some pretty decent rain totals, anywhere between about 1.5 inches for you here at Central Park to as much as 4 2/3 inches out in parts of Long Island like Wantagh. Anyhow, things look quiet in between as we will see clearing skies later on today, but the next cold front right there should swing through the tri-state region later on tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, and that will bring us another chance of showers and storms. But today we've got a high temp going up to 81 degrees. After we get rid of the morning showers, you should see some more sunshine later in the morning into the afternoon. Tomorrow starts off with some sun out there, but then the clouds gather later in the day. High temp goes up to 80, and the showers and storms come in the overnight hours between Saturday into Sunday. Sunday's not a washout of a day, but we will see mostly cloudy skies with patchy showers. High temp on Sunday, making it up to about 76. Then a lot of Sunday sunshine, I should say, from Monday on. So things are looking good next week as far as the sunshine is concerned. If you like that, if you like the rain, well, the next few days we got some more. All right, let's bring in Inez Rosales and see what's happening with our commute this morning. Hello, Inez.
Good morning, Mike. Well, let's start off with Queens. A couple of problems there. The LIE, you have your normal delays here from Francis Lewis Boulevard as you head towards Queens Boulevard. BQE westbound slow here by Meeker Morgan Avenue. There's a stall blocking a lane, and the Van Wyck southbound by Queens Boulevard. Watch out for an accident. Your New Jersey commute's doing pretty good this morning, especially in the Parsippany area. No problems on 80 or 287. Let's check in on Staten Island, the expressway this morning. Not dealing with any flooding throughout the area. We're fine on the expressway here, Bradley Avenue, eastbound and westbound. Let's talk about the trains because we do have some problems here. I'll give you more on the G trains, but here's what service is looking like right now. No service in either direction between Fulton Street and Church Avenue. Use the F trains instead. You have limited service both directions between Bedford, Nostrand, and Court Street, and then you have shuttle service being provided between Bedford, Nostrand, as well as Hoyt Schermerhorn. Some of the A trains are affected by this. Some of them are running local only. Then you have the E trains, northbound express only between Canal Street and 42nd Street. This is because of some switching problems, some switching maintenance going on. Long Island Railroad, there was a downed tree that affected switching problems, so there's a 50-minute delay. This is affecting the Oyster Bay branch. New Jersey Transit, there's a stalled train with North Jersey Coastline. That's affected with a 20-minute delay. Street cleaning rules are in effect today. Greg and Rosanna, back to you.
Okay, Inez, we have this also on the transportation front. The G train, the Queens Brooklyn local, had a problem, big derailment.
Yeah, as Inez mentioned just a few moments ago, boy, oh boy, it was not good. 2 people slightly hurt after MTA officials say the front 2 wheels of the train came off the track with about another 80 people on board.
All right, let's go to Liz Dollum. She's in downtown Brooklyn with more on this. Hello, Liz.
Good morning to you, Greg and Rosanna. About 150 passengers were on the G train when it derailed, and so far this residual delay that has been happening throughout the morning has proven to make things very difficult for commuters here. We've noticed a lot of people sort of gathering at this one corner waiting for a shuttle bus, and we just got word from the transit department that they are now running a shuttle train from Fulton to Bedford Nostrand Avenues on the single track that's running northbound. But let's show you what it looked like right after this train went off the track about 700 feet north of the Hoyt Schermerhorn station. This video shows a passenger going past dozens of first responders after the train went off the track around 10 o'clock last night. They led 80 passengers through the train and the dark subway tunnel to the platform. 3 people were injured in this incident. They were taken to Brooklyn Hospital with minor injuries. And commuters, again, are going to have to get around this issue right now. G service is suspended between Fulton and Church Avenues, and we're told that the F train is your best option right now. They are also running that shuttle service, and G train service is also going to be very limited between Bedford, Nostrand Avenues, and Court Square, so make sure you're keeping all of that in mind. Commuters can also use the B38 bus back out here live. The MTA is still investigating exactly what caused this derailment. They have a ton of first responders still here looking at the track to see exactly what may have happened, so hopefully we'll learn more throughout the morning and service will start to get a little bit better for commuters out there. We're live from downtown Brooklyn. Greg and Rosanna, back over to you.
All right, Liz, thank you very much. Every year it's a solemn ceremony, and it follows a pattern, though, that's established in 2002. Moments of silence. The first one will happen at 8:46 in the morning. That is when the American Flight 11 deliberately was crashed into the North Tower.
Right. Then the names of the 2,983 victims are going to start to be read. At 9:03, another moment of silence, marking the second plane hitting the South Tower.
And they continue at 9:37. Flight 77 struck the Pentagon. At 9:59, observance of the South Tower collapsing.
At 10:03, a pause for the moment Flight 93 crashed near Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
And at 10:28, the observance of the time the North Tower fell. 10:03, Flight 93. Have you ever seen United 93, by the way? It's an incredibly moving film. It's so powerful. That is considered by many to be the first counterattack. You know, the first time there was basically passengers rising up. That was our initial counterattack.
I have not been able to see any of those movies.
I know.
I just feel like we lived through it. We lost so many people close to us, and it's still too raw, I think.
I understand. Well, we're here, and you know what? It's a solemn time, but this is no longer a solemn place. This neighborhood and that building, we could take another look. The World Trade Center, Rosanna and I have both been to the top. It is magnificent. We've been inside the museum.
The museum is beautiful. It just kind of, it's enough of what happened that day to, you know, give tribute to the people, the men and women who we lost.
I think the memorial is beautiful. It was perfectly done. And after all of the debate and controversy surrounding what should happen next to this area, I think they got it just right. But more on what's about to happen today. Let's bring in our friend Robert Moses, Fox 5 reporter. Robert, good morning.
Greg and Rosanna, good morning to you. Good to see you both. It always strikes me with the reading of the names here, how long it takes. It's a reminder of the toll of that day, and I think it's fitting. We saw the picture of One World Trade Center, how it's still shrouded in fog, just as this day is shrouded in sadness.
Jasper Baxter.
Lorraine G. Bay.
In the years since we last marked this sad occasion, Lower Manhattan has climbed upward and moved onward. One World Observatory, which offers sweeping views at the top of One World Trade, is now open. It does not dwell on the attacks, but rather celebrates the resilience of the city.
It's a tribute to looking forward, to the hope of the future, and to all good things. But it's really a fist pump about we're back.
3 World Trade is on its way skyward. When it opens, which will likely be in 2018, it will stand more than 80 stories tall and offer 2.8 million square feet of rentable space. And yet, for all of the progress, there are still constant signs that the events of September 11th, 2001 are still taking a toll 14 years later. The fire department recently added 21 names to its memorial wall in Brooklyn. The names belong to members who have died of 9/11 related ailments.
14 years later, the number of our fallen continue to rise. No one can say how many lives September 11th will ultimately claim.
Pope Francis will greet family members at the 9/11 memorial when he visits the city later this month. Then he'll enter the museum and speak at a multi-faith event described as spiritual, reverent, and respectful. His visit reminds us that no matter how much time transforms Lower Manhattan, it will always remain hallowed ground.
And one of the more stunning sights every year on 9/11 is this, the tribute in light. It illuminates the skies over Lower Manhattan. This will happen whenever the sun goes down, and they will stay illuminated until the sun rises tomorrow. Greg and Rosanna, back to you.
Robert, that is a spectacular tribute, the tribute in light. In fact, we here in the neighborhood, we love it, and you can enjoy it from miles and miles away. You can see it in New Jersey, Long Island. They're actually on top of the parking garage right across the street. Let's show you where they put the lights. You see the blue area right there?
Yeah.
About a week ago, actually 10 days ago, they came in with all these lights. They set them up, and it is just a remarkable thing. If you haven't seen it, please look up tonight and check it out.
It really is beautiful. Also, Greg, I'm looking around. So much is going on. There's lots of traffic. There are people jogging by us, riding their bicycles. It's almost business back to normal, right?
This is where people work and live. And don't forget the dog park right over here, Rosanna.
The dog park, yes, I know. And there are some dogs out there already this morning.
All right.
But meanwhile, we are remembering, and on Long Island, a place where people gathered that day, 9/11/2001, hundreds of people gathered to watch the smoke billowing out of the Trade Center.
Let's go to Carrie Drew. She's at Point Lookout with more. Carrie.
Greg and Rosanna, good morning to both of you. A special ceremony is set to begin here at Point Lookout in just a few minutes at 7:30 this morning, and people are filing in ahead of this ceremony, friends and family here to remember the lives of the 455 Long Islanders who died on 9/11 14 years ago today. Preparations have been underway all morning for this ceremony. I want to show you what the stage looks like. You can see the words 9/11, we will never forget. A special team of students who are from Kellenberg High School will be singing as part of this ceremony. And joining me right now, we have John Rotkamp, the commissioner of the Levittown Fire Department. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning.
You're going to be a part of this ceremony, and you'll also be remembering a special friend of yours who died on that day. Tell us about that.
Yes, 14 years ago on September 11th, I was the first deputy chief of the Levittown Fire Department. That morning, Ronald T. Kerwin, who was the chief of the department and also lieutenant in Squad 288, him and I got together at the bagel store and we spoke. As always, the last thing I said to him was, "Be safe, brother, I'll see you later," and that was the last words I said to him.
And you'll be remembering him as part of this ceremony today. What does Point Lookout and this ceremony that we've done every year now for 14 years, what does it mean to you and to fellow Long Islanders?
I'm honored to be here, part of this ceremony. Each year I ring the bell in memory of the almost 3,000 people and the 343 firefighters that gave their life that day.
John Rotkamp, Commissioner of the Levittown Fire Department, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Sorry for your loss, and thanks for joining us. Greg and Rosanna, again, this ceremony is set to begin in just a couple of minutes. We'll be bringing to you the sights and sounds of what's happening here at Point Lookout. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Carrie Drew, thank you very much. It looks like it might rain there. It also might rain. Hi.
I don't know. It's pretty cloudy, but I do see breaks of blue. You see the blue sky over there?
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's like symbolic, I think. Mike Woods.
Mike, we're going to see what is going to happen today weather-wise.
That's exactly what's going to be happening. We've got gradual clearing coming up for us here, Rosanna and Greg, and the rain has already pretty much come to a close. That's kind of disappeared off the radar map here, Fox 5 Sky Guardian 3D. Now we're waiting for the clouds to break up, and they're starting to do so, especially to the west of the city. But we are going to see gradual clearing as we get a little deeper into the day. It will be breezy and actually quite warm and comfortable later on this afternoon, but it just takes a little time for that to happen. And here's what we have with your temps right now. Not bad at all. 67 Central Park. Even that is an above normal temperature, but it is cooler than what we had yesterday by about 4 to 7 degrees. Let's take a look at the future cast and see what the computer models are saying from this point forward. It basically clears our skies out rather quickly this morning into this afternoon, and even tomorrow starts off nice and clear all the way up until about lunchtime. And then from that point forward, the clouds will start making a comeback here, and we'll see some showers coming in the overnight hours between Saturday into Sunday. Looks like some light to moderate showers coming on by. It doesn't look as heavy as what we had yesterday, as we saw in the city, about 1.5 inches of rain, a little bit more than that. But there will be some more rain coming back to us again later Saturday into Sunday. And on Sunday, the frontal boundary just gets kind of hung up offshore, so that means that the cloudy skies will kind of hang out in the area, and showers will come and go throughout that day. But today, looks like the showers in for you. Basically, already have partly sunny skies. High temp goes up to about 81 in the city. A few clouds out there for you tonight. Nice and comfortable. Lows that it'll actually feel a little fall-like, dropping down between 56 and 68. Feels a little bit like fall out there this morning, relatively speaking to what we had with those warm temps just a little bit ago. High of 81 for you today, 80 for you tomorrow. Again, the showers don't come until late tomorrow, so don't worry about it during the day. It's really the evening and overnight hours that rain's coming through. Patchy showers for you on Sunday. Then sunny skies return for you on Monday and Tuesday. All right, let's get you over to Inez Rosales, and she'll let you know if you have any big backups out there. Also, some train troubles, too. Good morning, Inez.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, it's a lot going on this morning. Long Island, just seeing your normal delays this morning. Nassau County on the LIE. Traffic slow here as you head towards Glen Cove Road. It then picks up a little and slows down again as you get closer into Queens. So it's kind of a normal delay now. As far as the Hudson River crossings, just a heads up, because of the 9/11 memorial, there'll be traffic stops at the GWB, Lincoln, and Holland Tunnel at 8:46 in the morning, 9:03, 9:58, and at 10:28. So If you're driving into the GWB Lincoln or Holland and you're stopped in traffic, that's the reason why. Let's go to our cameras, take a look at your commute this morning. This is Town Line Expressway. You do have delays starting to build by Bradley Avenue eastbound, heading towards the Verrazano Bridge. Just everyone heading to work. As far as the BQE is concerned, let's go to that camera shot. Heading towards the Brooklyn Bridge. Traffic moving slow northbound, and you could see the reason why, because traffic's slow on the Brooklyn Bridge. There are already closures in Lower Manhattan because of the 9/11 memorial. So that's why you have these delays here on the Brooklyn Bridge and the BQE itself. George Washington Bridge, 30 minutes at the moment on the upper level, 20 on the lower level. 495 heading towards the Lincoln Tunnel, backed up to Route 3 in the Turnpike. It's about a 45 to 50 minute delay. The Holland Tunnel, we're at 15 to 20. Long Island Railroad, there's a 50 to 60 minute delay on the Oyster Bay branch, and the New Jersey Transit, the North Jersey coastline, has a 20-minute delay. Let's go back to Greg and Rosanna.
Okay, thank you very much, Inez.
All right, Fox 5 remembers we are here in the shadows of the World Trade Center, and we will be right back after this messages.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the 255 horsepower Lexus IS 300 all-wheel drive.
If there's one thing the human foot has always been good at, it's unleashing great power. Introducing the 255 horsepower Lexus IS 300 all-wheel drive V6 with 25% more base horsepower. The IS performance line has never been more powerful. Lease the 2016 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $369 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
A wave of game day excitement is rolling into Dunkin'. Taste the new Tailgater Breakfast Sandwich stacked with smoked sausage, fire-roasted peppers, and onions. America runs on Dunkin'. Dunkin' Donuts Dark Roast Coffee is deliciously roasted for a bold start and smooth finish. For a limited time, DD Perks members can get any size Dark Roast Coffee for 99 cents. DD Perks, that's loyalty. America runs on Dunkin'.
The story you know called her wicked. The story you don't tells what really happened in Oz. Only one Broadway musical still defies all expectations. Wicked.
I'm like a boxer in a ring. A small boxer. You don't expect much, and then wham! I hit him with huge, creamy goodness. All right, round two. Bring it, girlfriend.
Rich, creamy, 100% natural cheese. Mini Baby Bell.
Snag a little bigger.
At Raymore & Flanigan, 62 years means a commitment to serving our customers. Celebrating over 6 decades of quality furniture and mattresses, we're putting every single item in the store on sale now. We've got a long history of delivering the best brands at the best prices. Come celebrate the anniversary of our home by furnishing yours in 3 days or less during the anniversary sale, only from Raymore & Flanigan.
Drop it.
On the next Modern Family. Tonight, starting at 7 on Fox 5.
If there is a killer, I'm going to make sure that everybody at Kappa House is safe.
Am I supposed to be scared?
A guy in a red devil costume attacked me. It's like a Friends episode, but someone's trying to murder all the friends.
Good.
Scream Queens. Premiered September 22nd at 8 on Fox 5.
Welcome back. Our special 9/11 anniversary coverage 14 years ago. Rosanna, it's a solemn time, but I'm telling you, it's no longer a solemn place. This is it's spectacular down here. The museum, the memorial, the New World Trade Center, and
the restaurants, the Soul Cycle that opened just a few blocks away. I mean, you talk about how this neighborhood has come back. Remember, there were incentives to get people to come back and live here. And for lots of, your parents lived here, right, or still do?
They've been here for 25 years. They're in the same building they were in on 9/11. They couldn't live there for a few months.
I was about to say they couldn't live there because everything I remember, there was all that toxic dust. They had to get special crews to come in and clean this area.
Yeah, hazmat suits and everything, but it's back. All right, we have reporters throughout the metro area covering other memorials, other tributes. Let's go to Teresa Priolo. She's in West Orange with more. Hi, Teresa.
Good morning, Greg and Rosanna. Good morning, everyone. They are putting the finishing touches on the memorial that will take place here at 8 a.m. A few hundred people expected, including family members who lost loved ones on 9/11, also the Lieutenant Governor of the state of New Jersey. What they will see as they look out on this 9/11 memorial is the backdrop of Manhattan, a perfect view of the city. They saw this view long before September 11, 2001. Many people came here to Eagle Rock Reservation on that fateful day to watch what was happening across the river, and so many come back year after year to pause, to reflect, to remember who we were and who we are today. One person I'd like to introduce you to this morning happens to be Essex County Executive Joseph DiVincenzo. You were one of the people who made this memorial possible. I understand it's not only the largest in the state, but also the biggest.
Well, it is the largest. We were able to complete this in 1 year, this project here, and we honored not just the people from Essex County or state of New Jersey, but all 3,000 people that lost their life on that particular day, because we want to make sure we never ever forget.
You have every single name sketched into the memorial here, including the 700 souls from New Jersey that are missing and dead.
Absolutely. When we did it, we wanted to make sure that was always going to be a special day, and we wanted to make sure we honor all 3,000 that lost their lives.
Why do you think this has become perhaps one of the most popular for people to attend? Of all the memorials in New Jersey, including that in Middletown, which lost the most people, why here?
Location. This location overlooks the Freedom Tower, of course, now, and it's a beautiful site to come here. In fact, when the crash happened, this was the site where everybody just came together and just looked into New York. And I remember being up here that night, you could not hear a pin drop. So this is a special place, it's a special location, just not for the people of Essex County, but throughout New Jersey, to come up here and just to reminisce and to remember their loved ones.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph DiVincenzo. The ceremony gets underway at 8 o'clock. And then also one thing that they're doing this year, it's very special. They're going to have a string quartet play, Greg and Rosanna, until 2 o'clock for those people who just want to come, stop, reflect, and of course, take a look at beautiful New York City. That's the latest from West Orange this morning. Back to both of you.
Okay, Teresa, thank you very much. You know who will be joining us in just a little bit? Former Mayor Rudolph Giuliani.
America's mayor.
Well, you know what? Yeah, he was spectacular on that day, provided such inspiring leadership.
Strength when we were all pretty much crushed at that moment.
And whether you were a fan of Rudy Giuliani's on September 10th, 2001 or not, just about everybody applauds and admires his leadership on that day. We'll be hearing from him very soon.
Fox 5 remembers. We'll be right back.
Okay, fries and a burger. Would you like to mattress size your order?
Did you say mattress size?
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like everybody's trying to sell mattresses these days? We know mattresses inside and out. Sleep Peace, the only mattress professionals.
Good Day brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit MBUSA.com today.
This is the home that you made. This is the bowl that inspired your first dinner party that made a mess that you'll deal with later because it's time for charades in the home that you made. Unique finds, amazing prices.